Hey everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a brand new story to share, so let's dive right in. Last December, my wife and I welcomed our beautiful daughter into the world. But the joy of that day was overshadowed by a traumatic birth that left my wife struggling with postpartum depression. Initially, she planned to return to work, but as the months passed, it became evident that she needed more time. Together, we decided we would reassess her situation when our daughter turned 1. In the meantime, I took on extra responsibilities at work. To support my wife while she focused on her therapy, I worked longer hours. We had discussed this thoroughly, and she was supportive from the start. A few weeks ago, my boss presented me with an urgent project that promised great financial benefits and a significant boost for my career. I brought it up with my wife, and after some deliberation, she agreed I should take it on. My mother-in-law and her best friend, Jessie, stepped in to help. Jessie, a stay-at-home mom of 2, was a fantastic support. She began visiting daily, caring for our daughter alongside my wife. 3 weeks into the project, it became clear we needed more time. I returned home that evening and shared the news with my wife. She initially seemed okay with the extension, but in the days that followed, she became distant, something that had become common due to her struggles. I tried not to take it personally. Then, one night, I walked in to find Jessie still at our house. I greeted them both, but as I approached my daughter's room, I overheard Jessie say something that made my stomach drop. "He doesn't even stop to greet you. That's a sign." My heart raced as I turned around, asking what she meant. My wife, who had been quietly emotional, suddenly burst into tears. Jessie accused me of cheating, insisting that I must hate my wife because of her depression and the weight she gained after childbirth. Those words struck a painful chord. I loved my wife and found her beautiful, depression or not. Jessie demanded to see my phone, an unreasonable request fueled by her accusations. I refused, prompting her to shout that my reluctance was a clear sign of guilt. My heart sank as I offered my phone to my wife if she wanted to look. When she hesitated, I couldn't shake the feeling that her trust in me had shattered. After she examined my phone and found nothing incriminating, Jessie claimed I deleted the evidence. Her anger escalated, waking our daughter. In that moment, I asked her to leave, feeling overwhelmed. Later, as our daughter slept, I attempted to talk to my wife again about the accusations. I explained that I believed she had been swayed by Jessie's paranoia. My wife admitted she had been anxious since I began working so much overtime. Though I had shown her all of my work correspondence, all timestamps and messages, she still seemed haunted by doubt. Weeks passed after the project's end, but instead of feeling relief, I felt burnt out. I had scaled back my hours, but the underlying tension remained. I kept questioning what would happen the next time work demanded my time. Would accusations fly every time I had to run simple errands? One night, I decided to seek therapy for myself. I didn't connect it to the situation with my wife. I just admitted I was having a hard time. Her response was a shrug, an indifference that cut deep. The next day, I returned home to chaos. Our room was turned upside down, papers scattered everywhere. My wife was nowhere to be found, and our little girl was alone, crying in her room. After frantic phone calls to my in-laws and friends yielded no answers, I called my mom for help. Before she could arrive, my wife returned with Jessie, who merely dropped her off. My wife was a mess, accusing me once again of infidelity, claiming the therapy was just a front. When I tried to explain, she hit me in a fit of rage. The pain exploded in my nose, and I was stunned. She sat down, staring blankly, and I locked myself in our daughter's room, heart racing. My mom arrived, and amidst the chaos, we took our daughter and left. I felt broken. The love I had for my wife was overshadowed by fear and heartbreak. My parents welcomed us, offering refuge while my wife stayed with hers. I even started looking into a restraining order against Jessie, realizing her influence was toxic. My wife and I were separating. It was a painful choice driven by her actions. Despite everything, I held on to hope that, with the right treatment, my wife might return to herself. My heart ached, knowing this wasn't truly her. This was a sickness clouding her mind. I documented everything carefully for any potential custody battles, hoping for the best for our daughter and for my wife. In the end, I had to prioritize safety for myself and our child. As I walked this difficult path, I hoped it was the right decision after all. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. See you next time.